Welcome to this Windows channel, and today we have some numbers and we're looking at specifically Windows numbers. This is after all a Windows channel, so let's dive into these numbers we have of market share for September of 2017. Every time we have a new month, of course, we can see that what's the market share of the different operating systems for the previous month. So these comes from StatCounter, which is one of the companies that actually looks at statistics. So we're focusing on Windows because there's a very interesting thing that's happening right now. So in September of 2017, if we look at the raw numbers for Windows only, 43.9% of, well, almost 44% of computers were running Windows 7. Now this is it's declining. It's clearly declining. At the beginning of this year, we were wondering, was kind of staying pretty much at a certain level, very slow decline. Seems to decline a little faster recently, and we do see that 44% of PCs are now on Windows 7. It's a 1.5%, almost 1.5%. Decline since last month, since the month of August. So that's interesting. Windows 10 is at 39.3%, which is not that far from Windows 7. And what is interesting is it rose about 1.5%, a little faster actually than Windows 7 declined. So StatCounter, when it released these numbers for September, decided to also release another prediction. They said that at the rate of the Windows 7 decline and the rate of Windows 10 climbing, Windows 10 will overtake Windows 7 in Windows use by the end of the year. That means by January of 2018, if things continue the way they are going right now, Windows 10 will have more machines running than Windows 7. And this is good news for Microsoft, first of all, because as we'll get into January, Windows 7 will have only 2 years left of service. So it's getting slowly towards its end of life, basically. And I think Microsoft will find it very interesting to see that Windows 10 is overtaking Windows 7. Another interesting thing with that is that StatCounter says when there's a new version of Windows, so we're getting into Fall Creators Update, well, there's always a faster rise of Windows 10 when that happens. So, this is interesting. Windows 10 could overtake Windows 7. This is pretty cool when you think about it. Then on the other ones that are left for Windows, well, Windows 8.1 and 8, let's put them together, even though they're separated here, makes 11.6% of the Windows as a third most used Windows version. Fourth place, Windows XP, 4.19%, which is declining a little faster. I think the fact that this year there were some threats and a lot of people are talking Windows XP was unsecure is making a lot of people, take that decision to dump their Windows XP machines. And finally, Vista at 0.79, which I think we can forget. And basically is unsupported like Windows XP, so it's better off with something else. But it's pretty cool. When thinking about it, Windows 10 is getting there. So what do you think about these numbers? And do you think that it's going to happen by the end of the year? Windows 10 is going to overtake Windows 7? Personally, I find that quite all right. We are, we're going to get in 2018. Windows 10 is more modern, and personally, I find it more interesting than Windows 7, which does feel like an old operating system. And with, Christmas coming, there's always a little more sales of PCs in the holiday season. So, and of course, they pretty much all will come with Windows 10 at this point. So very interesting numbers here. And it's cool to see that Windows 10 is moving ahead. What do you think of these numbers? and leave your comments. It's always fun to have your feedback. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.